next at 6 and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles.
This December at Bob's, I've got 3 power reclining sofas for just $9.99 or less. Like this feature-packed tuxedo sofa, or my stylish Athens sofa, and my mighty Viking sofa. New holiday the Bob's way.
Oh, my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture. We don't hide behind asterisks or fine print. With Covered California, what you see is what you get. Healthcare that actually makes sense. Let's find your plan together.
CBS LA at 6 starts with breaking news.
We begin with breaking news here at 6. We are learning more about a deadly mass shooting at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. Investigators say 2 people were killed and at least 8 injured.
At this time, the shooter, dressed in black, still on the loose. School leaders say the shooting happened in the engineering building during the second day of final exams on the Ivy League campus. President Trump came out a short time ago talking about this tragedy.
I've been fully briefed on the Brown University situation, what a terrible thing it is. And all we can do right now is pray for the victims and for those that were very badly hurt, it looks like.
Sadly, today is a day that the city of Providence and the state of Rhode Island prayed would never come. We've heard about horrific acts of gun violence and active shooter situations in other places, but not here.
So once again, the shooter has not been taken into custody. Investigators say he was last seen leaving the engineering building where the attack happened. There is a shelter-in-place order near the campus at this hour. The mayor of Providence says the 8 injured victims are in critical but stable condition. We're going to continue to track this for you and bring you updates as this story evolves.
More breaking news tonight. An earthquake in Ventura County. The magnitude 3.6 quake hit northwest of Fillmore just after 5 p.m. People reported feeling the shaking in Thousand Oaks and Simi Valley. That earthquake was followed by a smaller magnitude 2.4 quake in the same area about 10 minutes later.
And we are following this breaking news in Santa Clarita. A home destroyed in a fire, and LA County Sheriff's deputies are surrounding that home. Firefighters say it started as a fire call with reports of a person possibly having a mental health issue. That was around 1 o'clock this afternoon at the home on Flower Park Drive. When crews showed up, the house was engulfed in flames, and firefighters had to stay back as they worked to contain the fire. A search and rescue team is looking through the house. At this point, there are no reports of injuries. We've got a crew headed to the scene, and we're going to bring you updates throughout the night here on CBS LA.
And more huge flames, this time on the westbound 210 in Fontana as a tour bus catches fire. This happened near the Cherry Avenue off-ramp. 2 people could be seen standing outside the bus, but it didn't appear there were any passengers on board. The fire caused a backup in both directions. No word yet on what caused it.
Now to a tragic scene in Arleta. 3 people dead, 1 in critical condition after a violent crash in a busy intersection.
3 cars were involved in the crash at Woodman and Terabella last night on the border of Arleta and Panorama City.
CBS LA's Lauren Posen live for us there in Arleta. And Lauren, you've learned that one of the victims was a Marine.
And this intersection where the crash happened, neighbors say is incredibly dangerous. They say cars just fly by, and it's something we've actually noticed since being out here all day. We've also noticed what's happening here behind me, people stopping by, some strangers, some friends of the victims. And one of the friends of the victims tell us that he was a Marine just a couple blocks away from his house. Flashing lights cut through the night as first responders swarmed this intersection on the border of Arleta and Panorama City, with car parts scattered across the pavement.
There was a lot of activity with the sirens, and then we noticed that the helicopters were coming and they were just stalling. So we knew that something very bad came. So
police say a 30-year-old man driving a gray minivan ran a red light at Woodman and Terabella Friday night, crashing into a blue Mustang and a tan Honda Civic. They say the driver of the minivan died at the scene, along with a woman and a man in the Mustang. Friends say that man was a Marine from Arleta who was in the car with his girlfriend.
They coming back from activity in the high school because he's very like the community, and he expecting to be one day to be a nurse or doctor.
Family friend Yvonne Hooker says Adrian Carrillo was an only child whose mother died from cancer earlier this year. She says he came home so his dad wouldn't spend Christmas alone.
I can't believe it. He came for vacations, just for holidays, to don't leave his dad alone. And he died. I can't believe it's for somebody irresponsible.
Investigators think the driver of the minivan was leaving the scene of another crash when he ran the red light. They say the driver of the Honda Civic ran off. Neighbors came back to the crash site Saturday.
Just wanted to pay respects because, I mean, somebody lost their life. I mean, I'm getting emotional. It's not even part of my family, but just the fact of losing somebody to a car accident, you know, knowing how dangerous it is.
The community and the families of the victims are left in heartbreak. Those who knew Carrillo say he'll be remembered for his courage and service to his country.
It's a big loss. His son is just somebody valuable, family boy.
And police say there was a passenger in the minivan, a 25-year-old man who was in critical condition. They're also asking for anyone with information who may have seen the crash to contact LAPD's traffic division. Reporting live in Arleta, Lauren Posen, CBS LA.
Lauren, thank you. A brush fire broke out near the 15 freeway in San Bernardino today. The CHP says 2 semi-trucks were involved in a crash which sparked the fire. Then flames spread to nearby brush, posing a threat to nearby structures. But crews were able to prevent any damage. That fire burned 8 acres, and firefighters are now in mop-up mode.
Well, it was a foggy day to start, but then the sun finally came out. Now things are cooling off as that sun sets, and we take a live look out at Long Beach. Beautiful Queen Mary there in the lights, but certainly a bit of a roller coaster.
A warm Saturday, in fact. Chloe Carlson here now with our next weather forecast. Hi, Chloe. Chloe, thank you. President Trump vowing to retaliate after 2 U.S. Army soldiers and a U.S. interpreter were killed in an attack in Syria overnight. The Pentagon says they were all part of a joint counter-terror operation with Syrian forces in the region. 3 other U.S. personnel were wounded in the attack. No group has claimed responsibility for the killings, but President Trump said today he believes ISIS was behind the attack.
So we mourn the loss of 3 great patriots in Syria. You know how it happened. It was an ambush, terrible.
In a post on social media, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth reiterated the White House's resolve to crack down on those targeting Americans.
Well, now to this one. A hiker from Southern California has been lost for a month on Mount Whitney. 21-year-old Joseph Brambola went to climb California's tallest mountain for his birthday. It wasn't his first time hiking this year in Nevada Peak. He frequently shared his hikes on social media, but somewhere on the way down, something went very wrong. Loved ones say Brambola knew about the threat of a snowstorm and had a plan to get down before it hit. When the family didn't hear from him, they called the sheriff's department.
He left home. He kissed his mom goodbye. He said, "Mom, we'll be back. I'll be back Friday." And we've been waiting ever since. The sheriff then told us that when they went up there that a hiker had told them of a deceased body.
Search and rescue teams went up the mountain, but winter conditions making it really difficult to retrieve that body that was found. They plan another search in the coming days. Family members are clinging to hope that the body is not Bramble's.
Still ahead for you, LA Mayor Karen Bass makes her case for re-election.
Plus, another health